Let's go! Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Project Open Mic with your host, Tig from TT Records. How you guys doing? Hope y'all doing well Thursday. Yes, this is another episode, and hopefully there's been a bad storm going toward my neck of the neighborhoods. I'm all right, but I hope a lot of people ain't. I hope a lot of people are all right, because there was tornadoes and everything, warning and stuff going on. So, yeah, I hope things are for the better. So, tonight's show is a part 2. I didn't think I would do a part 2, but I had to do a part 2. I didn't think there was any other way I could label what I need to talk about. So, it's just. I can't help it. Part 2 of what's going on, because as I said before, I do not want to be correct. I don't. In the back of my mind, people think, oh, you want to brag about stuff. Sometimes I do something. I want to be proven wrong. That's why I would say, if somebody tells you can't do something, you prove them wrong. But just prove them wrong. But I've been proven right all the time so far. And I gotta do this other part. So with that said, we're gonna jump around. We're gonna jump around some topics here. We're gonna jump to one, jump back. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. So it's like a round robin thing. So bear with me and hang with me, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from with certain things. All right. Okay. So with that said, I released. It was on time, and I didn't start this show on time because, again, it's stuff. I'm a one-man show. I'm gonna try to get there. I do have another job. I do have family members to take care. I have my elderly grandmother with me, and I got, and my family's up here, so I do have stuff that happens. Understandable. Anyway, point taken. I released a video yesterday called Grammys Over the Night. Now, I didn't really get into it fully. I would say, I'll just to be honest with people, I didn't get it fully. Okay, that's just what it was. But I did. I got into what I thought was, how should I say, major enough
turn into a shooting.
Major enough problems to talk about certain things. Like I said, I did respect all the people who won their awards and did their thing. Hey, shout outs to them, whatever. Now I'll be honest again. So one of the things that happened last night, I'm gonna make one of these videos out. I can't show it, but you'll see coming up soon as well too. That kind of backs up what I always say. Again, just prove me wrong, and you give me proof. I'll be like, okay, I was wrong, blah blah blah. But if you ain't, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. A lot of things that's going on. So, with that said, I have no problem that I see a lot of people angry about Cardi B making her music and stuff like that, and how raunchy it was, whatever. Grammys was this was the lowest viewing in history. So, well, I don't know. I don't watch it because like I said before in the video before, I don't watch the Grammys. I used when I was younger and I started my music career. I wanted to attain one. I'm like, if I get one, I get one. But right now, it's not on my top of the list. Grammys has fallen down. As a lot of these award shows are falling down because just it just feels so fake. That's mostly most of it that I don't like. I don't feel it feels so fake. And I think and what they force on people, including lies, which I'm gonna show, I don't like that. I do not like that. I don't like when y'all play these kind of games. But like I said, so like I said, I see the clips. I saw people getting, no, Cardi B, what she did with her song WAP and whatever on the Grammys. Hey, again, I don't have a problem that she sing that song. She could sing us. She sing a song. People buy it. I ain't buying it. There are young people out there, whatever, and there are young girls who do the most, who follow her in the thing. The weird part about Cardi is that again, you go and look at this when she was doing all of her nastiness and stuff. When her daughter came into the room, she turned the music off and she said, I don't make music to the kids," and she's correct. I'm not against. Like I said, she's correct, but as I said in a video when she was doing Joe Biden, I was like, but the little girl, but other women don't care about this stuff, and here's the funny part again, it's not only black kids that do this. Most people who buy black music are white, and they teach these to these kids to become these what do you call? I'll say because of how YouTube and maybe you call it what's the other Twitch do? They come womanists. That's what it be. I'm like, okay, and they think having sexual over sexualized people is basically empowerment. To me, it's not. You're selling your soul and yourself for a guy or woman. If a guy cheats or do horrible stuff for multiple, I don't praise a guy who has multiple sex partners. I think the guy's a scumbag just as much I would think as a woman is a scumbag. I'm equal when it comes to that stuff. I would love to have my thing is always is I want a single family unit. I don't want a destruction of family unit. I want a mom, a dad, kids. I want that. That's what I want because the tighter that family is, the less of the garbage from the outside world gets into that the family and disrupt the kids and just do that stuff. I've shown many black families in a video Project Over My 30 what families have done, what they have done to help black kids rise out of the nonsense. And we do need the fathers in the home. And I'm sorry, yes, there are scumbag fathers, but they're scumbag mothers. Like I said, it's an equal thing. People think, oh, it's just generally, oh, men are bad like that. No, women, they're bad men and they're bad women, and they're good men and they're good women. And again, when I was younger, I thought it was like, oh, the dads want to, when they don't want to take care of the kids. The more and more older I get, and I see stuff, I'm like, no, sometimes the mother use the kids as a bargaining chip, which is messed up because the court system is for them. That is 100% fact. Okay, like 90 something, it's a high 90 percentile that all divorces or when it comes to custody goes to the woman, even if she does drugs, even if she does horrible stuff to the kids, they still get the daggone thing. But the court system knows how the kind of court system plays it like that. I don't like that situation. All right, but I would say that this kind of stuff is just perpetuating that kind of music, whatever. And again, I never was a fan of guy. I don't like guys doing horrible stuff to women. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not saying I never sing a song like any women did either. Remember what was it? Chris Rock when he did it, I forgot, I think it was Bigger and Blacker. And when he's like, you got a D in my ear, D in my ear. He said your name. No, he didn't. And he's still she's gonna still dance to the most sexist, ratchet song, whatever. The females dance to it. So there's nobody teaching them that they don't need to do this. But now we're teaching them that, yeah, you can have sex with anybody and you're not going to feel bad after the world. Some women can, not a lot of them can, because they catch feelings. And I'm going to do a video about that too, from the woman's perspective. I want to hear you when you hear these ladies say what happened when they did this stuff, friends with benefits. having multiple partners, how that made him feel bad after a while. And the thing about it is that just happens. I feel the same for guys, but it is different for guys because we don't catch emotions that much. Women do. That's just what it is. It's not being negative to that, but I think both situations that should not be that way. You should not. Guys should not be doing that either. But in the Grammys, like I said, I don't care for the music like that. That's what I want to play, whatever. But again, people else catch up the music. That sucks. But they want to push this craziness around the world with about you know, because you know what? I'm gonna show you some stuff tonight. You gonna see some craziness tonight. So the Grammys thing again. Go check that video out. Basically, they talk about the Rashad Brooks shooting. The Grammys portrayed it nowhere close to what really happened. So that's why I was kind of upset about that. That's not what happened. It wasn't as simple as that. And again, sorry if I was the cop in that situation. Yeah, he would have get shot too for what happened, what went down. Sad, but it's true. I don't want nobody to get killed, but I have to tell the truth. Also, in that video, I talked about this woman who got shot in Tennessee. I'm gonna show you how the news portray it, and I have an issue with mothers, certain mothers with certain things, or fathers with parents. Let's just say parents. Not say mothers, parents who say certain things. Okay, by definition of something is always kill me like, wait, no, that can't happen because it's like basically, I like how people like to break say that go opposite of definitions and rule of law or whatever, and think that they feel smart or they pontificate and think that everything's all great. They're like, well, if you throw a rock in the air and it comes back down, that's really not gravity. By the definition of what gravity is, that's what it is. That's the rule of law. That's as an example. So as I stated before, the young lady, I'm sorry that she lost her life. But if she, sorry, I'm in a tizzy of trying to think because I've seen the videos and all the stuff. I've seen both videos fully from beginning to end. Look, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're gonna have to talk." Now, my mom never had that talk. Tell me, sit down and have the talk with me. Why? Because she knew that I had simple sense, that I won't do nothing stupid. But people are like, "Oh, you gotta have to talk." Yeah, you're gonna have to talk, and I have no problem having to talk. If it's to save my children's life, I'll say it. Like I said, and I've done kind of videos like this already, and I'll do a straight up about this. About this. Keep in the car. But okay, you know what? Let me. Like I said, I'm just jumping around, so I'm waffling. So let me stop that, and let me just get to what again. How the news media portray the stuff, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, that's what it's saying. The Grammys did the exact same thing. And just and again, I'll repeat what happened. Really, I don't want to. You can't shoot a video per se because YouTube get touchy about the violence thing, which is the news and stuff, and I don't want to go there. But I will play news. So let's go to that video.
Morning's officer-involved shooting. She arrived at this parking lot to see the car her daughter was driving in a ditch. Her daughter already on the way to Skyline Medical Center, where she eventually died.
The people standing across the street at the gas station was telling me that the police had fired into a car 7 times.
Police say Officer Josh Baker returned fire at Nika Holbert, who was pulled over in a car belonging to someone with outstanding warrants.
As far as I'm concerned, the police killed my daughter. My daughter was a good girl. I'm not understanding, how did this turn into a shooting? Why is my daughter dead?
Like I said, I don't want to play the violent part because again, I know how YouTube is. And I hate this. Like I said, this mother. Why is your daughter dead? You was talking to her when you heard what the cop said because you were on the phone with your daughter. So don't pretend, lady. Oh my goodness. And again, watch the videos, you will see it. Go look through other people's videos and you can see it and see it on YouTube. It had there are people up there. I don't want to take the chance because I'm been in this channel. So I've been warned for stupid stuff already from YouTube. So I'm trying to keep on level to teach people stuff and show people stuff. Okay, well, I'll break it down. And you can watch the video and tell me if I'm lying, because I know I watched the video all the way through multiple times just to make sure. Look, the woman said, "Oh, it was in a car that she would." No, it was her boyfriend's car. It was her boyfriend's car, and he had multiple warrants out for his arrest. Shock one. Problem, okay. That's a problem. All right. Then when she got pulled over, all right, she jumped out of the car. Don't do that. Any black person, Latino, whatever, white, don't do that. I've shown videos of people jumping out of cars, start shooting people. Don't do that. That's a dumb thing, because the cops gonna fire, and then sadly sometimes that kill the cop, and sometimes that also got the person killed. Don't jump out no car. Do not do that at all. All right, stay in the car. Keep your hands on the wheel. Remember, Richard Pryor said he's scared when he was back in those days when it was really more bad and cops was doing stuff. Yes, put your hands on the wheel. And he said, I am reaching for my wallet. I don't want the mother effing accident. That was Richard Pryor's joke and truth. And that's what it is. Stay in the car. I got pulled over 3 years ago. I got pulled over multiple times. I'm gonna say that, but it was mostly for speeding. Sometimes I was speeding. I'll admit to it. Sometimes the last time I got pulled over, I didn't speed, and I beat that case in the court. I was like, no, you lied on me, and I ain't with that. But I keep my hands on the steering wheel. Wait for the officer to come up and talk to the officer. Okay? Don't jump out no car. Before that, if you're gonna do anything, and most people have their phones, okay? Most people have their phones. If you have a cup holder, right? Cup holder in front, whatever. Take your phone, face the camera, and it don't take that long. I've tested this as well because I did it myself. It don't take that long. Boom, camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Judge
Okay,
Janine.
sorry about that. Camera, boom, record, put it in your cup holder, with a face camera. That's what it is. It took me about what, 3 seconds to do it, except for that messed up because I had a video playing. So let's go. If I had my phone lock, I'm just gonna show it like that. As you can see. Oops, it's harder with the camera. All right, phone lock, right? Up, camera, boom, record. Took about 2 seconds. Oh, I apologize. Took about 2 seconds to do that. Put it in your cup holder, and then angle it towards you, and let the phone record, and see what happens. That's a tip for you. I'm just giving a tip. So one, she jumped out of the car. All right, why are you pulling me over? Ma'am, get back in the car. But I did nothing. I'll tell you what you did. But get back in the car. For her safety, the cop will get back in the car. She got back in the car, and she kept on messing with that driver's seat. He was like, ma'am, can you stop doing that? And now I'm going to tell you why I pulled you over. What? I'm just making sure ma'am, stop messing with the driver's seat, because he can't see. I couldn't see from his body cam, and he had a body cam. And he told the woman, you are being recorded by the body cam. I don't know if that takes something in the middle of oh crap or whatever. But remember, people say they want a body cam. You had a body cam shot and you had a dash cam that showed. That's what I said there's 2 videos. The dash cam was showing. Okay? One thing I'll say about this officer, he did one thing I didn't like. And also, again, maybe it saved his life. I cracked the joke about it. It saved his life. But I'm serious. I'm gonna say this honesty right here. Police departments. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're a patrol officer and he's that big, and for a black, I'm confirming this. I'm sorry, but that's gonna be thinking. If he's gonna be that big, instead of I whatever, or if I ran or something by some mistake, I'm just saying, I don't know. He ain't gonna run me down. That fat guy is not gonna run me down. So what he gonna do? Mostly will shoot me. Okay. So please get fit guys. Please. That guy was a big guy, and I saved him. He got shot. I saved him. Okay. All right. She kept on messing with her bag. She would mess with her bag, and she would mess with something in her seat. I ain't doing nothing. And she kept on reaching and said, "Ma'am, okay, I'm okay." And she turned over. So he literally said, "Okay, you said why put it over?" I said, "The car that you're driving has multiple warrants out, so that's why I pulled you over. The tags got ran. It has multiple warrants for arrest. All right. I don't know who's in the car. I don't because of course the car's all tinted out, which also got to be illegal for some reason. But he didn't say that. The car was all tinted out, black all over. Okay, he don't know who's in the car. Multiple warnings. So if it was the person who was driving the car, which was her boyfriend, she would have gone. She would be gone to jail that day because he had warrants. That's all. Okay, but no, he's like, okay, all right, yeah. She's basically making the story a little shorter. Of course, he smelled. She smoked. She smoked cigarette, but he smelled marijuana. Right? He was like, "Ma'am, I need your license or whatever." So she fits with the bag still. He said, "Okay, let me take the bag. Let me just look at it and see your stuff. Okay, I'm smelling marijuana from the car or whatever." And again, I don't. If she had got hit with a marijuana charge, it would no problem. She's like, "Oh no, no, no. Okay, no problem. Whatever." She got out of the car, gave the officer the bag. So yeah, I have a couple of marijuana in there. Okay. Now, couple of marijuana. She kind of lied about it, but that goes past on the story. Marijuana bags in there. Okay. He found the marijuana. He said, she asked him, "Can I smoke?" So she took a Newport. He's smoking it, which is whatever. Oh, I forgot. She was like, "Let me go to the bathroom." I forgot that when he's pulled over and stuff, she's like, "Ma'am, I need to see who's in and make sure there's nobody in the car," because though he told her that it's no that this car has multiple warrants. Make sure that the person who owns the car is not in the car because I got to arrest him because he has multiple warrants for a lot of bad things. And she's like, "Oh, can I go to the bathroom?" Like, wait, you just go, no, to do what? To throw away evidence? No, the cop figured that out. So smart for him because I would have said the same thing. No, no. Once we get with this, you're welcome to go through all the stuff you want. It's almost the same thing with the Rashad Brooks kind of situation. The guy's talking to her nicely and whatever, and whatever. So he gave the cigarette to her. She's smoking. She lights up the cigarette. He looks in there. He saw a couple bags of marijuana. I think it was 2, whatever. And he's like, "Okay, all right." He told her, "Call somebody to pick you up because this car is basically illegal to be driving. Should not be driving at all." So she called her mother. So that's when you saw that when she saw the lady say, "Oh, what happened?" She was on the phone when her daughter was talking. She told her mother, and she said, "Ma'am, yes, call your mother. Call somebody to come pick up you because this car is basically, with you telling me about the marijuana and this thing has multiple warrants, whatever, it's gonna get impounded because it's not, whatever, going with the car." So he found the stuff, put it in the bag. Remember, she has weed, she has smoking, so she had nothing in her hand except for her phone and a cigarette. Now the cop walked back to call for backup just in case anything goes wrong. He's like, he called wanted a female officer to search to make sure nothing else is in the car because again, you got probable cause now that you found marijuana. You're gonna have to search the car and maybe search her. I don't, that's the way it's set up. In that regard, what he did, the part I said that, what he said that is what he did with the body cam. He turned his back against her. I ain't doing that to nobody. I'll be like, "Okay, ma'am, all right." And he left the bag at the back of the car, and I'm like, back up. Okay, I'm gonna go to the go. I'm gonna put this straight, but you call someone to pick you up. So in other words, if she had stayed calm and cool, she would have basically somebody come pick her up. She would have gone. Okay, but she went back to mess with the bag. He got back in the car. He was like, ma'am, stop messing with the bag. I told you not to mess with the bag. You told me that was all it. You know what? Let me look. Because he didn't look deeply enough in the bags. It's like she put more suspicion on it. So when he looked more in the bag now, lo and behold, oh, cracky cocaine fell out. Okay, all right, ma'am, you're gonna be under arrest because you lied to me. You know, you said all you had was weed, whatever, and that was her bag because she was saying her driver's license and stuff. So she's like, "You're on arrest." No, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. And she ran around. He said, "You're on arrest." She fidget, she ain't hit the cop. She like struggles, whatever. I didn't do nothing. And of course, she's shouting, "I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing." Which anybody from the streets, like you see, the mother just said, she didn't fire 7 shots in the car. That was a lie. But she ran around, whatever. So he tased her. She got back in the car and he tased her. And he's like, "Ma'am, stay still. You're under arrest, but just stay still, okay?" He was being all nice. But I don't know, the adrenaline kicked in. She reached over to the driver's seat. And when he took the taser, I think one of the prongs missing was just one prong. So he took the taser itself and pressed it against her arm. Because when he saw she reaching, he saw the gun. He like, "Drop the gun, drop the gun." He saw the gun, drop the gun. He told her twice, "Ma'am, drop the gun." He didn't shoot, whatever. But she shot first. Why? You can see from the body cam and you can see from the dash cam. She shot first. He shot back, so it was the 7 bullets was back, and the 7 shots that she heard was a back and forth between them. That's what happened. Of course, the gun was also illegal, so I'm not surprised. The guy was her boyfriend was a drug dealer. So the mom with her nonsense talking about, "Oh, she was a good girl." Yeah, okay, she was a good girl. Okay, her boyfriend was a drug dealer, and that thing that puzzles me about the black community in America, it really does. Because I said I saw a video with women saying talking about in the 60s and 70s. They're like, "Oh, yeah, the cops, the FBI and stuff." And again, I'm not saying it's wrong. They did do some of this stuff. They put drugs in the community. Again, I say that. Okay, they put drugs in the community. That's bad. Who sold the drugs? Who bought the drugs? Again, I'm from the Caribbean. I've been around weed multiple hundreds of times. I've never smoked it. Okay, I put blameless on all the people. If somebody fake you into the drug, that's messed up. But still, most of the time, who does that is black people doing that to black people. It puzzles me, but she was like, "Oh wow," she's like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was kidding. The same thing they said with Michael Brown with mom was like, "My son was a good son. He was going to school. He was a good son. He would have been alive if he didn't rob the store that day. Sorry, but don't go robbing stores." Jeez, do not do stupid things. Okay? She was based. If she didn't mess with that bag or whatever, again, the cops would have came on the search. Then she'd have still got. Maybe she would have got caught. But from the beginning part of it, if she just be normal, she could have got. Left the car alone. The drugs and stuff may would have been towards her boyfriend, and she would have been alive to this day. But she wanted to play that stupid game, so she won a stupid prize. I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing for the stupidity, but man, what can you do about that? I'm, that's not what happened. Go and watch the body cam, which again, that's what a lot of people say. Hey, we want more body cam until the ACLU say, "Oh, but that is private citizen." Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You said you wanted it. Now they're showing that these cops are justified in what they did, which again, I don't want nobody to get died, cop or the person. But sorry, if I'm a cop and I see this craziness, yeah, I'm gonna shoot too. Sorry. Sorry, it's just dumb. So that ridiculousness is just crazy in my opinion. And you can see how the news twists things. That's why you got to get the true video, the multiple. Hell, remember I showed a video did a side chat when this guy was fighting, and you see the women, it's black people. It was the cop was a black cop too. You see the women go around. I'm like, there's guns around. Why are you staying? I'll have been like, oh, well, bye bye, I'm out of here. But people want to be in things. Hell, I could show another video. What happened in not only in Texas but also in Miami, which is weird. Texas, a couple people got arrested. White folks around. I forgot what the name of the island in Texas because of the spring break thing. Okay, I get that. Miami, spring break. People fighting for what? For egos and stupidity. Oh my, it's stupid. That's why I don't want to play the video because again, I also have got dinged for showing whatever. I'll find a way to put the video so people could see it when I'm talking about it or people fighting. But yeah, that's the crazy part. They're fighting. 120 people 120 black people, right? Got arrested in Miami over the weekend. And let's talk about Chicago with all the gunshots. The crazy. Who killed who? I'm telling you, right, if you're in Chicago suburbs, it says "suns out." Remember they used to say the saying, people wear the tank tops and stuff with women and men. "Suns out, guns out." They literally mean "suns out, guns out" when Chicago, when you're in certain part of the neighborhood of Chicago. When you get like 22 shootings in a weekend and stuff, like not 22. I forgot what it was last year. The year before was 122 people shoot. And was I think 60 got died. Remember I did a video about the mayor when the guy said, "Ma'am, this is crazy. This is gonna happen to us." And she's like, "You're full of ass." And the guy who's a religious guy, literally cursed her because he pissed Mayor Lightfoot pissed him off. He was saying, "This is gonna be crazy. You need to stop this and put cops on the street." And she's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. You're full of S." And he was like, and that weekend when he said it in the week, and the weekend came, the deadliest shooting in Chicago history. Shocking. Shock. Oh, I'm shocked. Can I believe this? Can we believe this? Nope. It's all this nonsense. It's just ridiculous. So, you have that. So we have that. Let's go to another thing, I should say. Another topic that I want to talk about. So give me a second here, because it's just again, it's gonna be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, gonna say why I said prove me wrong. The immigration crisis on the border, that literally is Joe Biden's fault. These immigrants was turned away by President Trump. You don't like it, whatever. And he used to say the problem: don't come here, because we're gonna send you back. So they never had that problem. And again, remember the thing they said the children in cages was happened. I showed it evidence. I showed you that before in videos before. If you're new to the show, I forgot which video I put it in. I really have forgot about it, but I've showed go watch the past Project Open Mics. I've showed a video of who made up the lie because Obama saying, "Oh, I can't believe Trump would put kids in cages." Obama, please, President Obama, seriously, you're the administration to put it in there. And the thing, like I said multiple times again, the problem is, I agree that you not cages, but I agree you separate the kids because when you do a DNA test of the kids, right, they do not belong to the person who they came with. And most of those kids get men, most of the girls, but some of them boys too get sent into sex slavery. Can we stop this? Find out who these kids are. It sucks. Now, I wish you could play it because New York Times, I forgot to record it. New York Times did an article, and even though the New York Times talk about it against Biden, it's getting really messed up. New York Times talk about how now that it's gotten way worse, and now they're stacking kids on top of kids. Now, I granted AOC that she at least calling Biden out for it, so Golf clap for AOC for doing that. But are you surprised? I'm not surprised. He literally said that he's going to stop the wall. He's going to stop this. So literally, people showed up having Biden illegals showed up with Biden shirts on at the border. Wow, ballsy, aren't they? Very ballsy. Very ballsy. But I want to talk about another ballsy because this is funny to me too. Let's bring this up here. I gotta show this to you guys because this is ballsy too. And they're ballsy because they can. They got balls because they can do it. The last president keep them as best as check, and that's why they won. And again, I won't be surprised they help some of them into some of the nonsense. But I want to talk about this. On the screen, you're seeing. Oh, I didn't have it on the thing. Team Biden's first big China meeting descend into chaos. Oh, I did not see that coming. The Biden administration's first senior level meeting with China quickly deteriorated into finger pointing between the Chinese and American officials, according to reports presented at the talks. And the reason I'm laughing is because really this all the U.S. will talk about. Amid the heightened U.S.-China tension, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd met with high-ranking Chinese officials. State Councilor Yang Yi and Chinese Communist Party. I mean, they literally said that's what I said. The CCP literally, the Communist Party, Foreign Affairs Chief Yang Jaichai in Alaska on Tuesday on their way back the trips to South Korea and Japan. In the opening remarks, Blinken reportedly criticized China for its treatment of the Uyghur minority in cyber attacks against the U.S. and tight grasp on Hong Kong. According to the Bloomberg report, Jennifer Jacobs, Yang responded by saying that the U.S. is the champion of cyber attacks and it has deeply rooted human rights problems, including the history of killing Black people, and that the country does not represent the global public opinion. I'm gonna tell you why that's ballsy and that's so funny to me. China correspondent Kyle Atwood tweeted that as the camera crew were about to leave after the opening remarks, Blinken asked them to stay because he had some more to add before they get their done work. The Alaskan talks were to be a deciding factor with whether U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping, dictator Xi Jinping, will be meeting next month. According to the early reports by the Bloomberg, this fiery exchange on Twitter may have put that postponed meeting in question. In his testimony to the White House Affairs Committee last week, Blinken said managing our relationship with China was the biggest geopolitical test of the 20th century. Okay, let's read back this phrase right here because it's funny to me. I'm gonna tell you why it's funny. According to the Bloomberg report, Jennifer Jacobs Yang said that the U.S. is the champion of cyber attacks, and it has deeply rooted human rights problems, including the history of killing Black people. Killing Black people. Then you gotta be kidding me. I always kill me too when people just only think about just the Uyghur minorities. I've said it once, I'll say it again. The Uyghur minorities are not the only people that's in those camps where they put that. There's Chinese people in there. Anybody who believes in religion. So if you believe in Christianity, they're in there. You believe in Muslim, they're in there. If you believe in Tibetan monks, what do you think the Chinese been fighting with Tibetan monks for years? They're in there. If you're Black, you believe in Rastafarian or whatever thing, and you're Black, you're in there. They don't care. Funny how they talk. The biggest slavery right now is basically is in China. The balls these people have. The history of killing black people. You've killed black people too, China. You are literally in Africa right now doing some horrible things. Nobody want to talk about it because why? And the politicians don't want to talk about it because what China does, give them the money, shut him up, give them the money. Money walks, BS talks. That's what it's all about. Money here, money there. That's what it is. That's the reason. That's what's going on. Not pretend it was games because I don't. Give them the money. So I will laugh. I'm laughing at that. But what I'm surprised that look, you had a person. Orange Man was bad. He was a tornado. But you know what? People figured out after the text was here that he's not playing around. They're like, oh crap, let me not mess with this person. Just saying, I'm not gonna mess with this crazy president because Orange Man bad. That's why he never started any war. Let's see what happened in this administration. Now, let's go back to another thing where I was proven correct. Sorry, but I gotta prove this. This one is hilarious to me. I'm gonna set this one up. Another person. I don't talk to this person as much more because again, they don't want to show respect, which is sad. But I remember this person. You call it.
I used to think gift giving was stressful, and then I discovered Harry and David. Oh my god! And now it's my favorite thing.
Harry and David is my secret weapon for.
Stop. Freaking hell. Damn ads. Just to make sure, just cut it down as well too. Sorry about that. I apologize about that. And you can't control everything. So I want to set this story up. So I remember this person text me. Can you believe what Trump said about the Georgia election and stuff about what he said. I'm like, what did Trump said? And she's like, Trump, basically intimidated the election committee to find fraud and all this stuff. Can you believe that? I was like, I said, I don't know. She's like, I'll send you the Washington Post link. That's what she said. I'll send you the Washington Post link. I'm like, okay. I said, I read the Washington Post. I read it. I'm like, because see, unlike other people, if you want to prove me something, I will read something you send me. I said, let me look at this. I said, okay, you know what? Let me go and listen to the video because the recording, because you know what? As usual, just like with the Ukraine thing, Trump released the audio of the call. Audio of the call, which again, it's illegal for somebody to do that before him, but he was like, okay, I'll release the call. I listened to the call. He did not said what the Washington Post said. He said, am I surprised? No. And I told her, because when she said Washington Post, I was like, Washington Post, they're like a CNN of paper, okay? That's what it is. And I'm like, they're right sometime, but their success rate is very small. So I'm like, yeah, I know y'all are hit pieces, so let me just read it. And I told her, listen to, here's the thing. She sent me a link. I read her paper. I read the Washington Post. I said, no, listen to the call and tell me what you think. Did she listen to the call? No. I like how people do that nonsense. It's annoying. It annoys. It's one of my top pet peeves. Don't insult my intelligence. Don't and think that I'm that stupid or whatever. And don't. If I prove something, I could show you something. I will show it to you. Like you see, why I show videos and stuff here. But if I do it back to you, at least read it, at least watch it. If you're not there, then concede to what I just said to prove my point, then again, prove me wrong, like I always say. So the story came out, that one story came out, and this is why I say news media is a joke these days. News media is a joke. Because what they would do is repeat. Nobody independently fact check no more. Nobody does none of this stuff. And so the story was that So let's listen to what happened. This again, here's the story.
Another week, another call. NBC News confirming that President Trump called Georgia's chief elections investigator to, quote, find the fraud, saying that official would be, quote, a national hero.
President Trump personally called Georgia's lead elections investigator and demanded that person produce evidence which didn't exist and, quote, find the fraud, adding that if they did so, they would be a, quote, national hero.
The Washington Post reported yesterday that President Trump called a Georgia election investigator and pressured him to, quote, find the fraud.
And President Trump apparently pressured an election investigator to find the fraud. Again, not the phone call out of Georgia, another one.
We now know of a second, there's so much, a second call from President Trump to Georgia officials about trying to overturn the election. He reportedly told an elections investigator in Cobb County to, quote, find the fraud, and then that person would be a national hero.
Trump making that call was essentially interfering in an active investigation when he asked the top investigator to, quote, find the fraud, saying that that official would be a, quote, national hero if that person did so.
Now, there was a second call to another elections official in your state to, quote, find the fraud.
Well, I was pleased to see that this kind of pressuring of our Secretary of State was added to the articles of impeachment.
NBC News confirming a Washington Post report revealing that President Trump placed a separate call to Georgia election officials, pressuring them to, and I quote, find the fraud while trying to overturn the results there.
Late last month, the president called Georgia's lead elections investigator, urging them to, quote, find the fraud.
And urged him to, quote, find the fraud.
Okay, so you heard all that. They just repeat the typical nonsense. Okay, and their source was the Washington Post. Oh, well, okay. Washington Post. Let's. Washington Post did something, which I'm surprised they did it. But of course, it's the same thing with the whole. There's a video on my channel where I talked about the truth takes a while. The truth finally put their pants on because they were talking about the Charlottesville, the other what happened when they had the second impeachment, and the truth came out, and they're like, oh well, of course, with that evidence you could have never convicted. Oh, he started the insurrection. No, he did not. He didn't say this stuff. And again, if you want to go that path, again, I have no problem putting President Trump in jail if I could put all the other politicians who did the exact same thing word for word, which I played there. But again, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, all those people, the one from like all these people who said horrible things as well too, and incited violence and agree with it. And hell, Kamala Harris was one of those people too, who even freed people who did horrible stuff to stop violence. Lo and behold, a vice president did that. Oh, that works out. Put all them in jail. I would sacrifice that guy for all of them. Put all of them in jail. Every one of them. Keep the energy across the whole board. But that's what not happened. That in that video, that's proving that I was wrong. And you can see news media don't do no stuff. So let's listen to the Washington Post now. As you got Mark Nice is going to read what they said, because I could have gotten. I have to pay the money to get the Washington Post to show you. I'm like, I ain't going to show all that nonsense. But it is, they did rescinded their story.
You get the point. All the Operation Mockingbird assets sung the same Washington Post story in unison, adding that their sources confirmed that it was true. But now here we are 2 months later, and the Washington Compost has retracted it. Quote, 2 months after the publication of this story, the Georgia Secretary of State released an audio recording of President Donald Trump's December phone call with the state's top elections investigator. The recording revealed that the Post misquoted Trump's comments on the call based on information provided by a source. Trump did not tell the investigator to, quote, find the fraud, or say that she would be a, quote, national hero if she did. Instead, Trump urged the investigator to scrutinize ballots in Fulton County, Georgia, asserting that she would find dishonesty there. He also told her that she had the most important job in the country right now. A story about the recording can be found here. The headline and the text of this story have been corrected to remove quotes misattributed to Trump. Fake quotes, by the way, which were used by the Democrats in Trump's second impeachment trial.
A few weeks later, on December 23rd, Trump called the chief investigator for the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, who was conducting an audit of the signature matching procedures for absentee ballots.
Pretending to conduct an audit.
Trump urged him, find the fraud, and claimed the official would be a national hero if he did. Let's call this what it is. He was asking the official to say there was evidence of fraud when there wasn't any.
Actually, the fraud is the quote that you just attributed to the president because, well, it's fake.
Yep, that's what it was. The Washington Post retracted their story, and they were the source that everybody uses for that. The news does no. These young, I did a video about that too. These young journalists, you saw. Look, who's on. You see on the what I just played. You see that is older people, but who does the investigating journalists are these young kids. One, they have ideology, which is mostly leans left. Not surprising. Again, 93% of people who vote for these news stations vote Democrat. Not surprised by that, but they don't go and get one and then confirm it or do it one source, two source, three source to make sure everything is. No, they don't. That's why I tell people, look, I look at countering views to find out that there is some truth in it. I've said it multiple times. Everybody spins. Fox News spins. Wall Street Examiners, the Wall Street Journal spins. The Wall Street Examiner spins. Washington Post springs. New York Times spins. CNN spins. All these spins. You got to read the story, and then you might find the truth. That's why I'm doing this. One of the shows to do this. That's why I do it as a top Project Open Mic as a topical show. Look at these things I'm bringing out to y'all. That's how crazy it is. It kind of proves my point again. That the whole media was the lie. 2 months later, okay, now the truth got out there. Crazy. It's crazy. Again, am I surprised? No, I'm not. But it's what it is. So let me get into the next story that I was correct about. He's going to tax the rich people. He's not going to do this, whatever. Okay. All right. You saw the story. I just had to mute the dang thing because it was annoying. I apologize for that again. That's my fault. Sometimes I don't know these things have ads. Biden planning his first major tax hike in almost 30 years. Am I surprised by this? No, because I said this was going to happen. I literally did a video about this, which I'm going to show you a little piece of it. I literally did a video about this. Now, you go through all this nonsense right here. I read the story. I'm just saying. You go through this thing. It's only going to raise 400,000, explain, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. No, it's not. Bloomberg notes that the independent analysis of Biden's tax plan is conducted by the Tax Policy Center found that it would raise around $2.1 trillion over 10 years. Oh, it's worse than that. Don't even get that. We just spend $1.9 trillion for the last stimulus check. But again, most of it went towards other countries and special people for the Democratic Party, and also bail out certain Democratic cities for running their city crappily, but not helping the real true people. I'm saying, if you're gonna do this, give me the whole freaking money. I've done it. I showed you the number already. If you take that money and you give it to all people in America, 300, and I even went up to 350. I showed that in the last video. 350, it would have been about $5,000. If you give it to just the adults, people who are working, who are putting the tax, all taxpayers and stuff like that, even seniors, whatever, it'd have been $10,000. Just give me the money. Just give us the money. Why we gotta go through all this stuff? Oh, because you were giving it to your friends behind the back, sneaking and stuff, doing horrible things. crazy. And when people listen, the young people listen, oh, I'm gonna rate this part right here, like I'm increasing income for people, tax rate on people who are making over $400,000. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. There's a video on you for anybody, YouTube, Tempo FM, Facebook, whatever. There is a video on my channel, on the channel, on Project Open Mic. It is called the evil truth of taxes. As you'll see on the screen right there. Evil truth of taxes. I want to play a clip, a part of it. We went, and this is the minority. This is Mr. Singh from Minority Nine said. You can go subscribe to his channel too, because he gives you good information financially as well too. We went through a whole thing about taxes itself, from Trump to Biden, and went through taxes, how taxes work, and everything. He's a tax lawyer, so he knows that stuff. My point is this: people are like, "Oh, we raised the taxes on the rich." I said it with what was it, Frankie Hollande with France, and he learned the hard when that happened. When you raise the tax on rich people can move. Rich people could save more money. Rich people could bribe off people, as we just talked about how the politician gave money back to the people because they helped them get elected. Listen to this again, a part of the video. It's a long video, of course, but teach this to your, if you have children and kids, show this video to them, so they our teenagers and teenagers too. Show this video to their kids so they understand how taxes work, so they don't grow up and think, oh, we tax the rich, everything will be okie dokie. No, it hurts the middle class, and it keeps the poor all the time. It always does. Why? Because of this.
History. In the 1950s, the top tax rate was not 39%, it was 91%. That means for every dollar that you earned, over $200,000, you only got to keep 9 cents, because 91 of those cents were going to the government in taxes. If the top tax rate is 91%, then the rich must be paying their fair share because the taxes are so high. So if you're making a lot of money, you must be paying a ton of money in taxes, right? Well, not exactly. It actually creates more inequality, because now if you're rich, you have a lot of incentive not to pay those high taxes, because it is very profitable to go out and find a tax loophole or create a tax loophole. That way you don't have to pay 91% in taxes. One of the most famous examples of this was Louis B. Mayer. He was a big-time film producer, and he retired in 1951. And when he retired,
remember, this is Hollywood. They know how to manipulate stuff like that, and these are the ones who push. Pay higher taxes. Pay higher taxes. He's one of them too. Pay higher taxes, whatever. And let's see what he did.
In 1951, his studio gave him a $2.7 million bonus. Now, this $2.7 million bonus was an income tax subject to 91% taxes. But he didn't want to pay 91% in taxes, because that meant he'd be paying $2.3 million of that in taxes. So what he did instead was he hired a lobbyist, and then this lobbyist went to bat for him, and he got a new tax exemption put into the tax code. That way he did not have to pay 91% in taxes, and he only had to pay 25% in taxes, even though the tax code says that if you make more than $200,000, you gotta pay 91% in taxes. Oh, and what he did was 100% legal. And it wasn't just him. Studies found that the 1% actually were so incentivized to go out and pay congresspeople and pay lobbyists to go out and create tax exemptions, that the top 1%, who were supposed to be paying 91% in taxes, were in effect only paying 16% in taxes, because of all the money they spent in lobbying to create tax exemptions for the rich.
Thank you. That's what I be saying when people say that. You think these, again, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they don't care. They're pretty loophole. That's why when I saw that, everybody did a story about this with Donald Trump only paid $750,000 in taxes. No, he did not. And again, if you read the dang article that came from New York Times, it was misingenuous at best. New York Times, you pieces of crap. At the bottom of the article, they said, but Donald Trump pays $7.4 million in taxes. But you said he pays $750,000 in taxes. You see that nonsense? He paid $7.4 million. What? Oh my. All right. you could go back and again, that's the name of the video. Go and check that video out on the YouTube. On YouTube, Project Open Mic YouTube. Like I said, you see it down here. Project Open Mic YouTube, and check out that video. Share that with your young people, because seriously, and that's not the only way they raise taxes. People always think of just income tax. No, there's multiple ways to raise taxes. Here's another example. This is truth, and it's not only anecdotal, it's the fact. Again, last year, I paid in property tax $1,200 in property tax. I'm rounding down. I paid $1,200 in property tax last year. You know how much I'm paying this year? I'm doing my taxes. You know how much I just paid in property taxes? $2,400. Wow, 100% jump in taxes in 1 year. In 1 year, and it's because the damn politicians and their pieces of crap did that nonsense. I don't like what they did. It's messed up. But that's another way. I'm middle class. So I just got taxed crazily. And like he just said, and I've said this multiple times with people, like I said, Nancy Pelosi, all those guys said, let's tax the rich. They're rich. They're not going to tax themselves. They create the loopholes and the lobbyist gets in there. That's how they make that money. My goodness. That's why I was like, Joe Biden's going to raise taxes. People are, oh, he ain't going to do that. Why would he do that? He's going to raise taxes on the rich. You don't understand how taxes work, don't it? You really don't. You really don't. It's going to hurt the poor and more majority. Like I said, the rich going to stay getting rich. The poor going to still fight for their crumbs. And the middle class is going to get effed over. So we got to bend over the chair and get effed over. I can tell you right now, my sister, sadly for this, I'm not telling her this. I was thing. She's doing her taxes, and she found out she have to pay this year. She never has paid taxes ever. But here's the thing, people. She moved up. She made more money. She moved up in the tax bracket. And she got money. She got to owe some money. My mom was like, because like I said, my family's with me downstairs. My mom was like, what? How much she got to pay? And I told her, this is what this and this. She's like, oh, man. I don't know if she gonna like it. I'm like, she gonna learn now. Yeah. Never let nobody tell you about, we're gonna raise taxes. No. Cut taxes. And again, when President Trump cut the taxes for to help people with the businesses and stuff like that. What happened? More people got hired. And when more people got hired, tax increases. You got more tax revenue. Stop trying to tax the small. You need to spread the tax source. If you have one tree that produces fruit and you keep on, and you don't take care of that tree that well, and also it's a lot of work to take care of that one tree. Then it's gonna, when it does have a bad season or whatever, it's gonna really hit you hard and suck. But if you have multiple trees, maybe one or two trees might get hurt, or 3 trees. If you have 100 trees, some of them might die off. Some might get a problem. If there's a disease going on, you could save it. But it's best than not having one tree to produce the fruit. But I'm not surprised by that. Again, prove me wrong? Nah, they can't prove me wrong. They prove me right every step of the way. They have proven me right. Am I surprised by that? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Speak up. I'm telling you, man. Trying to help people out. That's the kind of stuff you should look out for. That's how crazy this is. Oh man. But what can I say? All right, I want to wrap this. Oh, let's wrap up the show with again. So, like I said, like I was saying before, yes, it was a whirlwind. I'm gonna jump back into. I want to jump back into you call it, into the Grammys again, and also I'm gonna show you how government again. I'm a libertarian for a reason because I don't trust the government. I just don't. I don't care if it's left or right. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. I have more problems with the Democrat than the Republicans, but I don't trust them either as well too, because I have rightly count. I've right, even though people say, "Oh, you put out more stuff about the Democrats," because they've done more evil. Sorry, but I've called out Republicans for their crappy stuff as well too. I want a third party, a legit third party to run. I don't want it this stuff. So yeah, but I'm a libertarian now. So I'm gonna show you two things. I'm gonna show how this is what stifles the economy when you do certain things. So let me play again. Check out this channel, John Stossel. He's a libertarian. Check it out. He's a good person. I have donated to his channel, as he asks, "Hey, donate to the channel." I have donated to this channel, and he does some great reporting. And as he said before, when I was doing stuff for the left that goes to the Democrats, he was getting awards. Now he's criticizing about stuff about the government. Now they ain't giving him nothing. You'll see it in the video. So let's go to that.
Chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
Forrest Gump was in Savannah, Georgia, a town with interesting history. But tour guides say.
The number one question I get is, where's the bench in Forrest Gump?
Michelle Freener offers walking tours.
We are going to do a 90-minute history tour of Savannah.
She gets good reviews from customers, but her business almost didn't get off the ground because Savannah's politicians say to be a tour guide, you have to get a license.
I had to pass a college-level history exam with tons of obscure gotcha questions. It could be 3 to 5 months of studying it because it was about 120 pages. I had to map out where I was standing, what I was saying.
Tour guides need licenses?
In some cities, you have to have a license just to tell stories.
Dick Carpenter, author of the book Bottleneckers, Gaming Government for Power and Private Profit, says Savannah's rules, like those in many cities, create so many hurdles for entrepreneurs. Not only did Michelle have to pass a difficult history test,
she also had to do a criminal background check, which meant she had to give a urine sample and a blood sample. She also had to go through a physical fitness test, and then she had to pay fees to the city as a result.
$100. And
let me stop there for a quick second. All right? Let me stop there for a quick second. She had to do all that to become a freaking tour guide. But for people who take away from taxpayers or welfare, we can't do that to them. I see a problem with that. For a lot of people on the welfare who want to do that, then make sure you're not on drugs. Let me see if you're doing good and helping yourself. No, that's racism. That's all that nonsense. They always keep on saying that. I hate. Oh my God, they pay that we are stupid. But to be a dang tour guide. This again why I don't like government too much.
And yet the test asked no questions about subjects covered by the most popular tours.
Am I surprised? No, it's a money grab.
You know, the most popular tour in Savannah is a ghost tour.
So she complained to a city official.
There's no ghost questions on this test. And he goes, because ghosts aren't real.
There were no questions about the making of Forrest Gump either.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Even if guides give Forrest Gump tours, ghost tours, or food tours, they had to take the test.
The city was making a nice amount of money for people failing this.
A lot of people think that this fee is just another money grab by the city.
It is. Stop lying.
Alderman Bill Durant says it's important to license tour guides.
I hear a lot of tour guides.
It's important to license tour guides? Really? Really?
Saying things that make me cringe because
that's so what?
It's just not accurate information.
Okay, then. You have a problem there, sir. That's crazy. Make you cringe. Accurate information. That's not your job. That is not your job. You should worry about other stuff. This is not your job, and you should not get money from it. Because that's kind of crazy. Why I say that? Because it's a First Amendment right. She's telling me. So you're going to tell me if I go down to Georgia right now, and I walk around and I say, hey, This is Stone Mountain, Jackson G. Lee, and talking about all that stuff. Oh, well, we're gonna have to arrest you for what? Well, you're an illegal tour guide. I'm not making money off of this. I'm just talking about stuff that I want to talk about. That's the First Amendment. Oh, well, sir. I'm not a tour guide. That I'm just a regular person who came here and I read the books. I'm talking about stuff. You gonna do what? Arrest me? You can't. That's First Amendment right, freedom of speech. Jeez, that's not your job.
And so the licensing and the testing, I thought was a good idea, just to make sure people had the accurate information.
They could search it if they want for them damn self. That's not your job.
Politicians in a bunch of other cities agree. Let
me see. New York, not surprised. Virginia, not surprised. South Carolina, Florida, Louisiana. I'm surprised with Louisiana, but those are, of course, money grab. And again, red states, and these are cities in this. They could be blue. I don't know, but they're red states and blue states, and I don't know what the cities are. In Washington, D.C., of course. But anyway.
Demand that tour guides pass tests. The turning point for Michelle came when she got sick.
When I told them, hey, I don't think I could pass the physical this year, I was...
Why you need a physical to be a tour guide anyway? Bullcrap.
Actually told by a city official, well, I guess you're going to have to find another occupation.
There were a couple of points that maybe went a little too far in the licensing process.
You shouldn't have a license in the first place.
Having to have the physical exam periodically, maybe the cost of the test.
They basically said that if you don't like it, you can sue us. And when they said that, that's what I did.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you, ma'am. You stood up to this nonsense.
With the help of the law firm, the Institute for Justice, she sued Savannah, and Savannah removed its licensing rule. So how does that go down? You bring the suit, and they sheepishly say, oh, yeah, you're right, it's a First Amendment issue?
It is a First Amendment issue. So stupid.
Wish it were that easy. There's discovery, depositions are taken, and so the city often, months, often years, they realize that this was, in fact, a First Amendment issue, and they...
I'm not a lawyer, but I could have told you that's what I just said a while ago.
Stood to lose.
Savannah was just one of their victories.
You want a Washington, D.C. tour? Just $10. That's the Capitol behind me. This is the IRS building. Oh, I can't tell you that. That's illegal.
Washington, D.C. once demanded that guides have a license, so I joined this Segway tour.
Aren't they trying to make sure that people get a proper tour?
We give them a proper tour. I mean, I've passed a bar exam. I know how to give a proper tour.
The Institute for
a bar exam to get the... Oh, my goodness.
Justice sued Washington, too, and won. So now, at least in D.C. and Savannah, tour guides are free to work.
The free market is taking care of itself. Bad tour companies don't last.
It's been a pleasure walking with you today.
She's right. Competition protects consumers better than licensing laws ever will. But politicians always want more control over you.
Little by little, we've managed to get control of some things, but we still don't have control over a lot.
Yes, you do. Your bottlenecks are everywhere. So I'm glad there are people out there trying to stop them.
Yes, because you know what most of those people are? They always want money.
Taxes! Taxes! Beautiful, lovely taxes!
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
Thank you. That's what the government does. Taxes. Lying pieces of crap. Disrespectful little things, man. Jeez. Now you see what I was talking about. That's the craziness of this whole thing. That's the craziness. So, let's finish this last one. I started with the Grammys. Best way to do is end with the Grammys.
Oscar Sunday, and we are live.
It's Oscar season, and you've probably heard that in the future, the Academy will impose
new rules for eligibility surrounding diversity and inclusion.
We are saying that women are of value
people of color are of value.
New inclusion standards say all films must meet certain criteria, like having a lead actor from an underrepresented group or 30% of secondary actors. The descriptions go on and on.
Anyone and everyone who is on that list of marginalized groups that are now going to be represented are cheering.
Not everyone.
Not really.
If the work is good, it doesn't matter if it's exclusively black people working on it, exclusively white,
Thank
Asian,
you.
none of that should even matter.
Musician Eric July says quotas cheapen awards.
It's supposed to be based on merit, you'd think. That's what the awards are for.
And at least one actor publicly voiced skepticism.
It's about exclusion.
But so many in Hollywood love the new rules.
I think it's one of the bravest and most amazing things that the Academy has done.
No.
Not really. No. It's the most stupidest out there. I don't care what this... Morgan Freeman said it himself. Hell, look how Coming to America 2. That was a bad movie. Bad. Horrible movie. Horrible movie. Representation of black people. That's why I bought the original Coming to America. I'm telling, and I'll give advice to everybody: buy the original stuff. Disney want to play that game? Go ahead. The original Mulan, the animated series, way better than the live action movie. Lion King, didn't have the soul. I didn't feel the same thing as the movie. The animation was way better than that live action movie. Just Dumbo, just as bad. Jungle Book was good. I give Jungle Book was a real good one. Give them that. Aladdin, I let that go, but it just it wasn't good. That's why I got all 3 movies. Thank goodness I have all the 3 Aladdin movies. Again, Aladdin 3 wasn't that really that great, but 1 and 2 was all right. All right, but that's what I do. I'm getting older movies before they say all this tax. The original Rambo, Bloodsport, the original First Blood, I should say, or the Terminators and stuff for them. These new remounts, Hollywood, please, can you just give us new stuff? Stop messing with the past stuff. Okay, I'm not on these other people who are like, oh man, they're destroying my past. They destroy my past because I have the videos to go watch. So they're not destroying my past. It's just that a lot of the new stuff is just bad at what they want to show. And there are movies out there that, again, Haywire, love that movie. A woman lead, strong woman lead, who can fight and they don't have to pretend whatever. What was it? Violet was another one. That was another good Underworld, Kill Bill. You have movies out there. Again, Harlem Nights, representing black people. Like, you have those in there if you have it, if you do it the right way. Colombiana was I think it was Zoe playing that character. Like, come on, there's movies out there. It's just that y'all don't want to put those movies up there. You guys just basically virtue signaling, and the point it comes now, people are not watching the Oscars as much as the thing. Like, I don't watch it. Have I ever watched the Oscars? I don't think I ever watched the Oscars either. Huh? Oh well. But you're lying.
He has done.
No, it's not. It really basically turns the award into nothing. They feel sorry for you, so they're gonna, let's say, give you an award.
But there has been discrimination. Black movies do well, but the awards shows historically haven't given out the same number of awards.
Some movies are better than others. The 100-meter dash right now, top 10, like all of them are going to be black people. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's some sort of wrongdoing.
What about the legacy of American racism?
Of course it's a thing. You can't say that it isn't. But this battle was already fought and won. For whatever reason, at some point, I don't know if it was in the 2010s or what have you, we went off a cliff to where now we're talking as if there's a Klansman behind every single corner preventing people from being great.
Good point.
Wakanda forever!
Black actors have achieved great success in Hollywood. In fact, America's all-time highest grossing actor is Samuel L. Jackson.
Want to see my lease?
But at Oscar shows, facts matter less than supporting the right causes.
Of course it is.
It's our time to have wage equality once and for all and equal rights for women in the United States of
I got a question for saying that. Why it took you so long to get Weinstein, who was doing horrible things to where? Oh, wait a minute, because he had money, he could get your films. I forgot. Bad take, bad. Why are you telling people the truth?
Of America.
But women have equal rights.
They do.
And there's no wage gap if you look at job choices.
We're not in the room. We are not in the room.
It's good to have more diversity.
It's a systematic bias that needs to be addressed.
But there's one kind of diversity they never talk about. Diversity of thought.
When it comes to political slant,
because before Eric gets into it more, he's correct. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Not political thought, because again, we celebrate all LGBTQ people. Okay, good, whatever. Celebrate them, have fun. That's all it is. And then there's some. Then you get like people who are LGBTQ who's like, well, I don't like what that happened, whatever. Oh, get rid of them. Better example. Watch last week's show, episode 31 of Project Open Mic. Biden administration. We're for women. A woman got harassed by a man from the Biden team. 3 women who was in charge over him didn't say a damn thing. And Biden said, if you do that, I'll fire you on the spot. Did he fire him on the spot? No, he didn't. That's the thing. That's the problem. That's diversity of thought is the problem with these people. So let's not pretend this lie.
Never talk about diversity of thought.
when it comes to political slant, they certainly won't put any of these rules in there.
I mean, we're not going to see new rules that say have to be a certain number of Republicans and libertarians working on your project?
Hell no.
No.
When I was a young reporter, I confronted businesses.
We are not ripping people off.
By criticizing capitalists, I won 19 Emmys. But I won no awards once I started criticizing government.
I'm going to fire whoever scheduled this interview.
It is now my distinct pleasure
Awards celebrate people who want big, intrusive government.
to present the 2020 International Emmy Founders Award to Governor Andrew Cuomo.
That award was supposed.
You piece of loser.
Andrew Cuomo, the freaking dude who have killed 15,000 elderly people who should be in jail. As you just heard the lady said, Andrew Cuomo, he should be in jail. Literally, he should be. Oh, I'm sorry, my butt. I don't care about the sex stuff. Oh, he harassed women. F the women in that situation. Sorry, I'm coming off of that, not being that. He killed over 15,000 people. He should be in jail. Same thing for Richard Whitmer and the Philadelphia, and Newsom. Anybody want to talk about that? No. The news ain't gonna be talking about those things. They're only talking about Andrew Cuomo now because, again, because of the other stuff. He's done horrible stuff, but whatever. And I love how de Blasio now is saying about, oh, he ruled the city like a don. De Blasio, shut up too. You're just as crooked as him. You buying up houses with taxpayer money and you want to send it back when you came out of office. Don't give me that nonsense. You're just as crooked. Please.
Supposed to be for TV production, but the Emmys made an exception for Governor Cuomo.
Thank you to all the members of the Academy.
Cuomo got an Emmy for holding news conferences in which he claimed
They offered only one thing: authentic truth.
Truth? Turned out Cuomo underreported deaths by up to 50%.
His top aide telling Democratic lawmakers, "We froze," concerned that the information was going to be used against us.
Don't expect the governor of Florida to actually get one of those awards.
But if your politics are right, you can win awards even if your work doesn't exactly fit the category.
Thank you.
The Grammy Awards are for music, but...
And that's one of the reasons, like I said, I don't like it. If I get a Grammy by my music work, okay, but I would never win none because my politics don't fit their politics, of course.
Barack Obama has won a Grammy. Guess who he beat out? Former President Clinton and also former President Carter.
Jimmy Carter's won a lot.
Mr. Carter now has more Grammys than Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, and Blake Shelton.
Hillary Clinton won too.
I didn't even know that people who couldn't sing a note were eligible for any Grammys.
They shouldn't.
Over the past 20 years, Democrats have been nominated 19 times. Republicans, never.
This is why a lot of these awards just shouldn't even be seen as legitimate on that alone.
These award shows aren't about recognizing what's best. They're about pleasing the left. You have a solution?
Thanks to social media, we have a straight line of sight these days with a lot of our fan bases.
So today, people like Eric July and even I can release content that goes directly to you. July's debut album sold 3,000 copies its first week, thanks to the internet. Hollywood's award shows are just less important than ever.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Yep. There you go. I'm not apologizing for that. Every time you bring up Andrew Cuomo, you're gonna get
You piece of loser.
because that's what he is. He is. Thank you, ma'am. Love you for that. All right. It's nonsense. Oh my goodness, these people are full of it. But again, just point out what happens. These people are in a circle jerk. That's basically what I call it. I don't care for what they do. They're horrible people. And again, these are the same people, Sheriff Streep, all those people who protected young women who were getting molested, messed up by Weinstein. Again, convicted in jail. Same thing what I said with the Oprah, with the Megan thing. Funny, Oprah, you made all these things about other people. Oh, horrible thing. Bill Cosby did. Oh, but Mike Jackson did. I was where's the video about your best friend again, Weinstein? Where's that video? Oh, you don't want to talk about that one, huh? Despicable people, man. Seriously. So, sorry about that. But hey, that's the show. Whew. Oh my goodness. Hope you guys are doing well, okay? Again, I don't want to be proven right in some cases, but prove me wrong. Just prove me wrong what I'm saying, and it'll be all right. But hey, that's why I did the show. It's called Part 2. You go back and listen to Part 1. It's not surprising how these politicians work. And you need to have a license to have a guide. This is what they, a lot of jobs, like you should need a license to damn cut no dang out here, or you shouldn't do no license to do here, okay? No. You gotta go get a college degree, then get a license to do salon. Stupid. But people don't, that's the best way to get people out of poverty and all that stuff, but they don't want that to go. So, yeah, we'll see how it is, but again, hope you guys, again, remember, go to Project Open Mic on YouTube, and if you have young kids or young or teenagers or whatever, or people who are just ignorant, which is not a bad thing. Being ignorant doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means that you don't understand the source. I'm ignorant on a lot of things, okay? But that's why I research and do as best as I can and present stuff to you. But the truth, the evil truth about taxes. Go to the Project Mic, watch that video. We talk about what taxes do, how it is, the difference between Trump's taxes, the Biden taxes, and as you just saw what I played just a while ago, that way people are like, oh, we're gonna raise the money on the rich. No, you ain't. You're not. It barely happened. California learned that the hard way. New York learned that as well too. Taxes are going up, they're not going up. Those people who are rich are moving out of those states by the buttload. It's more expensive. You gotta spend $2,000-$3,000 to get a U-Haul van to move from California to Texas or Arizona. And if you're going back, if you're moving to California to do a job, like what, $50, $60. But anyway, again, keep an eye out for a lot of videos that's gonna be coming out. Like I said, Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesday. But in that gap right there, you're gonna see a video from the Straight No Chasers. Hey, share it, comment, do what you want to do with that. It's all cool with me. Of course, Project Open Mic, 9 o'clock American Eastern Time. Talk about that. Tomorrow is the side chat. We have a lot of people in it. Again, it is what it is. We got to guys talk about different topics. See how that work out. And that's how it goes. So remember, check out Project Open Mic on YouTube. Check out Project Open Mic on Twitter. Also Project Open Mic on Instagram. If you have a question that you want to ask about certain things, projectopenmic3@gmail.com. Nothing wrong with that. And I want to thank everybody out there who's been watching. We got an uptick this time, which is good. We get more people watching. That's cool. Remember, if you're at YouTube, please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. Help us get up in YouTube situation. But I know how it works. A lot of people are stubborn. I'm not trying to, because like I said, right now, can see that on Temporary FM, we have 18,000 people watching live. On YouTube, we have 20. On no, not on YouTube. So on Facebook, 20. On YouTube, we have 4. And 10, and then we have about 2 people on Twitch. Again, Twitch is the newest addition, and we're going to keep on adding more and more to this channel to get a bigger audience. So again, I'm gonna spend my night as best as I can to teach people stuff. And if you think what I'm saying is wrong, again, you got the email me, let me know. We have a conversation about it. With that said, guys, remember, there's no evil comes in all shapes, sizes, color, race, creed, sex, height. If you know there is evil's evil. The rich is gonna stay rich, the poor is gonna keep fighting for their crumbs, and the middle class is gonna get effed over. And as always, people are stupid, individuals smart. Please be the smart individual. This is your boy Tig for Project Over Mike. Catch you tomorrow on the side chat, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Peace out.
you